Okay, here we are again. What I've done, I've cut out these two little formers to fit in there for the battery bottom floor to rest on. I've trimmed the battery floor down and I've cut it in two. And I've made sure it fits between the two formers. It won't be too tight because we can glue it in there. So what I'm going to do first of all is glue these two little formers in there. Notice I've marked the centre so that when they're in there I can actually cut the floor more or less in the middle. Okay, so I'll glue these in first. Just chamfered the edge off so that it will sit against the other former okay. So if there's a little bit of glue sticking up, it won't get in the way. Okay, so I've stuck the former in there and the other one in there. And I've marked with a pencil roughly the centre, and I've made sure they're roughly square to each other. Now the floor, I've chamfered one edge there so that when it sits in, it's because it's low down there. So you can see it's now sitting quite nicely onto these two formers there. And what I can do is mark the centre there and there and cut that off. And then I'll do the same with the other side. Just a little trick that you may or may not know. If something you can't get it in one piece, then cut it in two, and as long as you can glue it together again and it's not sort of going to be seen, or it's not an outside area that's then it's fine. And I will actually change the make sure I put these formers on the plans, but what I've also done is the battery I'm probably going to be using is a 2800 or a 2200, so I've made sure that the battery, the floor is deep enough so that the battery will sit in there either at the back or the front. I don't know where it's going to likely be, but it's below. It's not going to get in the way of the hatch or anything else. So I'll glue this first half in. glued. I've glued the first half in against the side. I can always run another bead of glue down there if I feel it necessary. Okay. So now I'm going to test fit this second side. Shape along the edge is about right, so I'm going to chamfer that edge. Like that. Now I'm just going to mark that. Now probably have to, because this is not sitting right down where it should be, I'm probably going to have to trim a little bit more off this centre, but we'll start with that and see how we go. I can see that I can see that by dropping that in there, this side is kicking up just slightly. There, you can probably see that it's kicking up slightly here. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit more out of the centre. To allow it to sit flush. Now that's sitting it's sitting at the back corner down there, but at the front it needs to kick over just slightly, so we'll trim a little bit off the front. That's fine, that should sit in there fine. So what I'll do now, I'll glue that in place. Okay, so we've got that now sitting in the centre. It's attached to both sides and to the two formers, so it's nice and strong. That's not going anywhere. I could, if I wanted, just run a bead of glue around there, but it's pretty strong there. One problem I had, what I've got, that I forgot, was to feed the 3 wires from the extension wires from the EDF here through to the ESC at the front. So I'm going to have a look at it, see which is going to, I'll make up the wires, and then we'll come back and I'll see which way I'm going to feed them through. Okay, back again. I found that if I feed, this is just a bit of carbon fibre rod, milk tuna or something, and I found that if I feed that through there with the holes I've got in the formers, handy to have the holes in the formers, there it is. Okay. There it is. I've made up an extension. Well, in fact, I had that extension already made up. So what I've done, you can buy these extensions from Hobby King, either 100mm long or 200mm long, with the bullet attachments or whatever you call them on the ends. So that's one that I made up from silicone wire again that I bought from Hobby King, and then I've simply, because it's not long enough, rather than make another one, I've just simply attached the three on there and wrapped a bit of tape around to make sure it doesn't come off. Now I'm going to tape this to the end of the carbon fibre, and hopefully pull it through the holes with a bit of luck. I'm going to make sure, try and make sure that it doesn't pull off. I'll tape it so that it's got a nice smooth leading edge, so it's not going to, hopefully not going to get snagged on anything on its way through. This would have been a lot easier to do before I fitted the topper. So make note, run the EDF extensions through the top of the fuselage before adding the fuselage top. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put one of these extensions on here in case I pull it through too far. So I can pull the damn things back. Okay. Put it down to there. The hole down there is a little bit on the tight side. I may try and make the hole a little bit bigger down there so I can get this through. Got it. Okay. Okay. what I really want to do is attach that somehow. Although what I can do, if I take out the EDF for any reason, then I'll make sure that these are taped down somewhere so that I don't lose them, and as I say, they can be then a little extension to use for if I use a pusher. So I shall plug that in there. If I don't have it the right way around, I can always change it at the other end. Change the wires around. I'm going to tape these together to stop them pulling out. Find my trusty tape. Okay, because we've got quite a bit of a gap around there, and we've got the hole where I have to cut out for the front section. The fan, I'm going to put a bit of fiberglass tape across there. And in the event that I need to take it out, it really won't be a big job. Simply peel off the fiberglass tape and whip around. There we go. That'll seal that off. I'm sure the air going through there is not going to even know about that. So we've got the same there, the fan. Okay. There, so I can see where it is. Anything would do for this on the centre of gravity. Just so we can get it to rock. This is probably the ESC I'm going to use in there. So if I just lay that on there, and then a battery. I'll try a 2200 battery to start with and see how we go. So it's going to be without the without the ESC in there, it's balancing quite nicely with the battery sat there. Put the tail fins to go on. What else have I got to go on there? Trouble is the tail fins will probably only balance out there. Yep. The hatch. I need to get this ESC as far back as I can. In fact, it would be better if I could get it on the centre of gravity or thereabouts. Maybe I could extend these two wires here. They wouldn't need extending that long to be able to get to the battery. We only need to go 4 inches, 5 inches, and then we've got some room to play with the battery. So I think that's what we may have to do. Try and get the ESC somewhere near the centre of gravity.